So hello again everybody, welcome back to World of Tanks with me, and in this game I get a finished tank ace medal. So here we are guys, in my Firefly, tier 6 British medium tank with the 17 pounder I do believe. Is that 17 pounder? Or is it 12? I don't know. That gun. The big gun. And I managed to get a medal I hadn't really heard of before. I think I've only got it 4 times including this game. And so as you see here, I'm just sitting seeing where everybody else is going first before I decide to make up my mind where I'm going. I'm seeing how many people are going into the town, seeing how many people are going to the centre, and I decide I'm going to go to the centre as well. But as you can see, it's quite a strange matchup for us. There's half the teams are tier 6, or just over half the team, and then you have quite a lot of tier 8s and only one tier 7 on each side, so some quite big scary tanks out there. However, I have quite a nice gun. So let's see how I do. So my first thought was, I don't want to go up and be frontline guy. I kind of want to support from back here, do what this AMX CDC is doing and just put in shots from a safe distance because I'm a little pansy. So here's my first victim. I say victim. I think I meant... There's my first attempted victim. Since I missed him totally. So not an awful lot happens for me up here at the start of the game. I'm kind of being really quite safe. I see a T-54 mod 1, bounce off him to begin with, start aiming for his lower plate. I think I went through the side of his turret there, using the benefits of the times 16 zoom and times 25 zoom that you didn't previously get in patch, is it 9.14? It's like new that's come into the game, which is quite handy. It just means you can put in slightly more precise shots at longer range. And so I've done a little bit of damage to a tank that's 2 tiers higher than me, but you know, nothing too special at the moment. So let's just speed it up and see what happens. This is 2 times speed now. Seeing something going on, I'm getting a little bored. I want to move up a little bit more, see if I can get any shots on anybody. Start putting in some shots into that T-34-85 I missed earlier, so it turns out he was my victim. There's another nice one, so quick 278 damage for him there. Since this gun reloads really quickly, it's really nice. But if I just pause it quickly, this is the dangerous time for me. Whee! In this tank, because in this sort of games, this is where I get I lose my cool a little bit in a lot of games, and I'm like, right, there's nothing happening, let's charge. And then I get blown to bits and I'm like, I suck. So I'm trying to really play a bit more calm, collected. We're actually winning at this point, even though the game's quite slow. There's not an awful lot of action. I don't need to be pushing the action right now because we're not losing, so I keep my cool a little bit and let's see what happens. Just sitting here sniping away, seeing what I can do. I'm watching what that T-34-85 is doing. If we look, let's carry on watching. If we look here, he's up here. Yeah, he's lost quite a lot of his health. But if we look over here, Supermaster, he technically has better stats than me, so I tend to look at people who have this. I know you can't always go by stats, but generally they play a bit better than I do, so I look to see roughly what they're doing and I think, oh, maybe I should move up a little bit and help him. So that's what I do. I think, do you know what, I'm gonna move up a little bit. As I see him heading off, I'm like, oh, maybe this is a good time to move. Not an awful lot's been going on. And that's when I see the T-54 mod 1 and I'm like, did he spot me? I don't know. I don't want to suddenly get bomb rushed by a couple of tier 8s. So I'm kind of wiggling across, expecting to be shot at any time soon, but nothing really happens, so I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, maybe I'll just go poke this ridge. I know there's that pretty dangerous light tank there, and oh, KV-85. Let's put a nice shot into his fat turret. A little bit of cheeky damage, so I haven't done an awful lot of damage again, but or at the moment. But the game's still quite young. I see this T-54 mod 1 looks like he's preoccupied somewhere else. Try and use this dead Cromwell, I think it is, as cover, but couldn't quite get it. M41 Bulldog gets a shot into me, and I'm like, that is a dangerous tank, especially if it's got that autoloader. And there he is. Oh. He decides to finish off the Mutz, which is probably a good idea. The Mutz is a tier 8, whereas I'm only a lowly tier 7. But I'm thinking, he's probably going to go for me. But he starts getting shot up, and so I'm like, aha, kill still. So we managed to take out, statistically, one of the better players on the enemy team, the M41 Bulldog. A tier 7 light tank, which is quite nice. Keeping an eye out over there for those tier 8s. They could be quite bad for my health. I'm seeing this T-54's quite engrossed, so I'll try and get some sneaky shots into the back of him. I was aiming for his engine there to see if I could get a fire, but it doesn't really matter because I just managed to pop one in the back of his turret. And there's my first tier 8 kill. You know, over 1,000 damage done now. Did over 600 of that to that T-54 mod 1. And yeah, I managed to kill tier 8 in my tier 6, which I was feeling pretty chuffed by this. I was like, yeah, I kept my cool quite nicely. Kept my cool. And then I was thinking, I'm going to go flank this T-44 because everybody else over on this eastern flank seems to be rushing at him head on. I was like, this no good. Let's get some glamour shots, shall we? I was like, that's no good. Beautiful. This tank does look beautiful. And then so I noticed he's not looking at me, so let's put some free damage into a tier 8. Am I going to ninja the kill? Of course I am. So that was a pretty cheeky way to get that medal, but I felt like I played a lot better than I usually do. And so let's take a quick look at those post-game stats. So here we are, guys. This tank's obviously been played a bit better than the 88 I featured the other day, or whenever that goes up. Might go up. Yeah, it probably went up before this one. So this was only good enough for a second class mastery badge. I'm not doing very well in this tank. But yeah, as you can see, 12,000 credits. This was ×3 event at the moment, so it's saying 2,000 experience there, can't think of the word. And I did almost 1,300 damage, which is pretty okay for me, especially when I didn't take that much damage. And so this is the medal we get. I cannot pronounce this, the Lehväslaiho. It's a finished tank ace. He destroyed 7 tanks and tank destroyers. Woohoo! So it looks like I've only got it 3 times before. And you get it for destroying 2 tanks or tank destroyers with a medium tank, which are at least 2 tiers higher than you. So that was the T-44 at the end there, and the T-54 mod 1. And towards the end, there's a bit of a cheeky way to get it, but there we are. So as you can see, I finished 3rd on experience during that game. It's not bad when, say a third of the team was tier 8s. And, you know, I was about 3rd on damage, so did pretty well for myself there. Pretty proud. Made a few more credits, because obviously I didn't have to apply any consumables because I didn't get damaged that much, and my repair costs were small. So I only got hit once, I do believe. Yeah. Obviously I didn't bounce anything, but what are you going to do? So I just feel like this was a bit more of a more controlled gameplay for me. I controlled my emotions a little better. So I didn't just rush in when things were slow and then die needlessly, which I thought was quite good. So let me know what you think. Obviously it was quite a quick game, only 6 minutes long. So yeah, let me know what you were thinking about that. Did I play too passively? Would you have been more aggressive, or do you think I was doing roughly the right things for the right time? As you know, this channel isn't about super unicorn gameplay, so let me know, and I shall see you next time. Toodles.